You don't need to use an oversized AI model for everything, just like you don't need to use an axe to slice a cake. Find out how smaller models can deliver the right results and help cut AI costs up to 90% at IBM.com. The AI built for business. IBM. Looking for an AI glow-up that passes the office vibe check? What? AI that only knows the internet doesn't make sense for business. Get AI trained on your data at IBM.com. The AI built for business. IBM.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton. For this day.
So, you just started using LinkedIn Premium. Now what? Well, on your premium company page, you noticed around 7.5 times more page engagement and 5 times more page views. Well done. And now, new clients are messaging you. All because you're using LinkedIn Premium, which helps you get the business growth you want. Think big, small business. Think big. Start your free trial at linkedin.com/premium small business. That's linkedin.com/premium small business.
Llegaron los nuevos McCrispy Strips, listos para aventurarse en la mezcla de mayo ketchup, la barbecue que quedó en el fondo de la cajita, hot fudge sundae y en la nueva creamy chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Los nuevos McCrispy Strips, ahora en McDonald's. Para pa pa pa.
Get into your body's vitals with the Vitals app on Apple Watch.
I wanna get into my body and let my skin do the talking. I wanna feel like I'm myself again.
The Vitals app tracks key overnight metrics so you can spot changes in your health before you feel them. The Vitals app on Apple Watch. iPhone XS or later required. The Vitals app is for wellness purposes only and not for medical use.
I knew it. Another Hurrdat Media production.
Hi, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
So on today's episode, we are going to be covering the Lexi podcast. Lexi, Dina Manzo's daughter, went on to Gia Giudice's podcast, and I thought Gia did so well. I think, even the haters on TikTok were giving her credit, how she asked questions, the whole thing. We want to talk about the aftermath, Lauren Manzo's response, what we thought of the whole thing, and all that good stuff. Maybe some other hot topics as well involving New Jersey. But Chantel, it came out on Memorial Day, so I didn't have the opportunity because a lot of us were super busy on Memorial Day or doing something or whatever. And I was just so shocked by this because I had no idea that she was going to have Lexi on. And I was so excited to hear her story. So I wanted to kind of recap it. How do you think Gia did, Chantel?
I thought it was amazing. I thought it was so smart to have her on. Like, these are two girls who kind of went through the same thing, being brought up in this world, and then they were young and people got mad at them for speaking out when they, finally turned older. They both have issues with their families, so they can kind of relate to each other. It was such a great conversation. And like you said, I think Gia did an amazing job. She was being passionate with her and compassionate, asked her questions. And then even my friend texted me, was like, I never listened to these podcasts, but this was so good. And I was like, I know. And I listened to the whole thing too.
There was a Reddit post by Bobby Jack BJ who posted some things. And so we'll take some keynotes from him on Reddit. And he did a good job really summarizing it. And I want to start off by, her opening up about, her cousin. So obviously we find out, which we've known, that she was extremely close with Albie, Lauren, and Chris. She lived with them. She said that she considered Lauren a sister, and she was with them from ages 4 to 7. And Lauren was there when she shaved her legs for the first time, dropped her off at a boy's house for the first time, first kiss. She saw Albie and viewed and Chris as brothers, her protectors, and now they're complete strangers. She talked about how when Tommy went to jail, that she reached out to them and she had realized that he had kept their things for 10 years because someone had told her. And so she reaches out to them and she says, I was kind of hesitant. And then when I reached out to them, I like knew that like basically they didn't help me enough and I should have known better. And I thought that was very, very
Well,
interesting.
I think she was like, you know, this is an opportunity. She basically told him like this is an opportunity to fix things if there is an opportunity to fix things with us. Like if you can help me and if you can show me you care and help me with these things, like these personal belongings mean everything to me. And it wasn't like stupid things. It wasn't like, oh, this. It was literally baby pictures. It was like heirlooms. It was things that she like holds on to as a child. Like she's now into this vintage stuff. So it's like these are like vintage item pieces that she wants and
Yeah.
he's had for such a long time. And she's like, please just do this for me. And like she had to lower herself to even go to them. Like, being distanced from your cousins and not like, being in a fight with them and then reaching out to them makes you like feel so low already doing that. But like it's like that's how desperate you are for these things that you're like, let me reach out.
Yeah. She says that she was literally on her knees begging for help. And she said, I didn't even want to get into the betrayal that I had dealt with from them. I just stopped hearing from them. And it's like they didn't even care. And since the podcast has been released, Lauren Manzo has come out. And did you see what she said, Chantel?
Yeah, but I just think it's silly because it's like she didn't even listen to the podcast because a lot of the things like I mean I know a lot of people like to summarize and make it seem like what Lexi was saying, but it's literally not what Lexi said at all. So it's like Lexi was being very nice about how much she loves Lauren and like if there is one relationship that she would want to protect and like it's like Lauren and her relationship, she would love to know her kids. Like she said that she loves her so much because she's family, but there's just so much hurt. But like she's never really, to me when I listened to the whole thing, she never really talked that bad about Lauren. It was just the fact that they disappointed her with this whole situation.
We got a crazy tip about Lauren. We're going to talk about it on this week's Patreon episode. So if you're not on there, join us. Well, let's talk about Lauren's response in detail. So someone commented, everyone's like commenting on her shit. And they're like, why would you not go and get Lexi things from the garage sale? You and your brothers and your mom, wow, family is everything, right? Because the fact that Caroline was all about we're thick as thieves. Like that was her saying. So to know that they really aren't thick as thieves, like that they've let this get in the way of them, is kind of crazy. The fact that they chose Tommy over their sister, it is crazy. I'm sure they have their side too, and they're probably never going to speak on it. There's three sides to a story, but it's not looking good for the Manzos. So Lauren said, because I don't have access to them. I do not have a relationship with my uncle, and I was told I was not allowed to access the house. I went myself to the garage sale, tried to get her things, was kicked out. I was on private property that wasn't my uncle's house. I could not break into the home to get her things. I tried everything. And we did find out this wasn't at Tommy's house. This was like someone doing this for him that I think maybe he was in a relationship with. I'm not sure. And someone else commented and said, Lauren, why don't you give Lex her childhood possessions back? She was a child mixed in all the adult mess. She deserves to have her things that provide some comfort and good memories for her. Don't you think? Why is your family punishing her? And Lauren's like, because I don't have access to them. I don't have a relationship with my uncle. I was told I'm not welcome in his home to get things back. Was I supposed to break in? I was literally kicked out of a garage sale trying to get things back. So sick of people speaking on things they don't know. What do you think about that response?
I think that's fair. She did state that like they did go to the garage sale for her because she's in California and they're the only people that can do that for her. And then like her dad also went, like her biological dad. And the thing is that your dad, Lauren, your dad is brothers with Tommy. You could easily have your dad say, maybe not you, but you can easily have your dad or your mom say to Tommy, I'm going into your house. I'm doing this. Enough's enough. We've helped you enough. I want these things. So like, yeah, I feel like there could have been way more involvement because it is a direct line. It's your uncle. It's someone that you guys have been close with. It's someone that your dad is still close with.
If I was Lauren, I would be like, Dad, I don't care what you say. I get this is your brother. And if you are backing him, that's a you thing. You need to make sure I get Lexi shit, point blank, period. Okay.
Correct.
So fucking do it. And that's it. And so like another person commented how there's just like, it's so sad how Lexi was caught up in all this messy adult stuff and how she was like told to get out and how can Caroline justify doing this to her niece. And Lauren responded, I didn't ignore her ever. I have texts to prove it. So
But Lexi never said that they ignored her. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, fans take some things and they just want to like rub it in like someone's face. Like, she didn't say that. She didn't say she ignored me. She just said they disappointed her. And like in the beginning, before this garage sale, she asked for them to go into the house, and then there was weeks of like non-communication about it, where she had to keep following up with them. And like that's like where it was. It wasn't like no one ignoring each other.
Yeah. So Lexi also spoke about the character letter stuff, that it's so crazy that Dina and Dolores, wrote a character letter in support of Tommy.
Caroline and Dolores.
Caroline, yeah.
Mhm.
Sorry, who did I say?
Dina.
Oh my God, no, Dina, absolutely not. Oh my gosh, yeah. No, that Caroline and Dolores did. And to my understanding, they did not know this to be true. Like at the end of the day, what Tommy did was psychotic. He was an obsessed human. He was obsessed with Lexi, and we find that out throughout the podcast. And it still doesn't matter, because this is what Dina was trying to tell you, and you didn't. Like, this was super fucking selfish of Tommy to have these people do that when he was guilty. And now look what happens. And that's why people need to be like, I'm not about to be involved in this shit. But anyways, Lexi says there were character witness letters submitted to the judge on behalf of Tommy to help kind of persuade the judge's opinion of him. There were like lots of character letters from mayors of New Jersey, police officers, my family members, my friends. Dolores wrote one, and she makes sure to say that Dolores wrote one. And she says they're not friends anymore, but they were best friends, Dina and Dolores. Me and Dolores' daughter, Gabby, were best friends growing up. And
Are you still quoting 30-year-old movies? Have you said cool beans in the past 90 days? Do you think Discover isn't widely accepted? If this sounds like you're stuck in the past. Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. And every time you make a purchase with your card, you automatically earn cash back. Welcome to the now. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
All right, here we go.
New Phineas and Ferb is here.
We're back, baby.
For 104 more days.
I know what we're gonna do today.
Of summer vacation.
I am ready for summer shenanigans. Let's do it. Oh, yeah.
All right. We're gonna bust Phineas and Ferb once and for all.
Are we gonna do this again?
New inventions, shenanigans, innators, adventures, and songs.
Brand new summer vacation.
New Phineas and Ferb starts June 5th on Disney Channel and next day on Disney Plus on DisneyPlus.Disney.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Not all EVs are created equal. The Ioniq 9 sets a new standard. Hyundai's first all-electric EV with 3 rows. Space in an EV. Finally. Plus, with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and tech infused with safety features, this isn't just space. It's freedom reimagined. More room, more possibilities. Learn more about the Ioniq 9 at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Are your business expenses playing hide and seek? With Uber for Business, the small spends that slip through the cracks, like rides and meals, go right where you need them. Because it integrates with leading expense platforms, you can say goodbye to surprise costs, missing dollars, or chasing receipts. Everything's track downable. Uber for Business. Make small steps that make a big impact. Learn more at uber.com/small steps.
This episode is brought to you by PetSmart. Stop by for Yappy Hour with your pet at PetSmart. Save $5 on walk-in grooming services like nail trims, ear cleaning, brushing, and more. No appointment needed every weekday from 2 to 6 p.m. And while you're there, Yappy Hour includes exclusive in-store deals like 25% off pet toys. Visit services.petsmart.com/grooming to learn more.
Summer's here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get a chicken parmesan delivered. A cabana? That's a no. But a banana? That's a yes. A nice tan? Sorry, nope. But a box fan? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.
What does every USAA member have in common? Family. We're one big family who supports the military community and their eligible families. And if you, your parent, or spouse served, you could join our family and save big on auto insurance. Visit USAA.com/join today to check your eligibility. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
New Vitamin Water Zero Sugar Pineapple Passion Fruit is packed with vitamins. Just like the amount of peas we packed in that sentence. It's packed like your tote bag. The one you stole from your ex. Or your overpriced half a studio apartment. Or extra rushed rush hour traffic. Packed like your calendar. Triple booked at 5, of course. Grab a Vitamin Water. Did we mention it's packed with vitamins?
Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast. The NBA playoffs are here, and Michelob Ultra is getting you closer to the game than ever with courtside seats and more. Enter now at MichelobUltra.com/courtside. Michelob Ultra Superior Access Courtside 2024 to 2025 sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 or older. Ends on July 1st, 2025. Multiple entry periods. Visit MichelobUltra.com/superior access/courtside for free entry deadlines, and official rules. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
This episode is brought to you by Loom by Atlassian. Are you feeling stuck at work? Get your team unstuck with Loom video messaging and move work forward. Use Loom to simultaneously record both your screen and yourself to share a quick update, provide feedback, train a colleague, and everything in between. Plus, add Loom AI to your meetings for instant written notes and recordings. Try Loom today at Loom.com. That's LOOM.com.
The support, according to Lexi, the support Tommy received from family and friends included Dolores, and her Aunt Caroline added another layer of hurt. She says it led to layers of pains for both me and Dina, my mom. And she says, despite the guilty verdict, she acknowledged that opinions remain divided within the circle. She's like, I don't think he was making anybody do anything. It's what people really believed. I think a lot of people believe differently now that there's a guilty verdict. There's still certainly a lot of people that believe in him and believe he's innocent. But she does acknowledge that kind of what I just said, where I think that when they signed this, they really thought that he was innocent of this.
Correct. But it's like, why would you go so hard for someone that you have such like big relationships with? You know, it's like you're close with both of them. Like, why put yourself in this mess?
Yeah. 100%. I mean, if that was my sister, I'm not fucking doing any of that. If that was my former
Absolutely
best friend,
not.
I'm sorry. If that was my former best friend, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not getting in that. Like
I'm not getting involved. Absolutely not. Especially something is so like big as this, something so disgusting as this, you know, it's not like, oh, like, should they get the kids? Like, that's a big deal too. But this is someone who literally went in and harassed and violently did stuff.
Lexi says that Caroline may regret writing the character letter, but at the end of the day, she did it and everyone has to live with their choices. And it sounds like to me that Caroline probably acknowledged it and did say she regretted. I guarantee Caroline told them that. So, yeah, it's really sad. She said, you know what I thought was so interesting in the episode is that she said that she went to the trial every single day. Yep. And she's very much different than Dina because Dina doesn't want to be around that, and that she's opposite. Like she wants to kind of hold them accountable and let them see that she is there. And like, this is what you did to my family. You hurt my mother, you know? And so she said that no one reached out to her after the trial, not even Cookie, an aunt who once lived with them and acted as a second mother. It was silence. Or it wasn't silence. It was abandonment. Like, how fucked up is that?
And like she's there and you're literally and I think this is where she got like the most confirmation and this is where she got like her validation. It's like they kept saying this word obsessed. It's like you're hearing like the judges and everyone say like, or not the judges, but the prosecution saying like this guy was obsessed with this girl, obsessed with this family, obsessed with manipulation, obsessed with hurting them. And you don't feel the need to say like, holy shit, I didn't even know it was this deep. Like, I'm sorry.
Right.
I wish I could have been there for you.
Yeah. She says that she used to be Switzerland when it came to the family, and she was hesitant about even mentioning how she reached out to them for help, but realized she shouldn't hold back. So she does mention that, but then obviously, like when this whole stuff happened, she saw the truth and she probably wanted to defend her mom. She says that Tommy tried to call her before going to jail. He called her a week before going to prison, even though there was like an FBI imposed restraining order. She didn't pick up. She does regret it. And she believes that he was calling about the belongings, the one thing that might have made her pick up. And then the last time that they spoke was she had a new boyfriend. He wanted to meet him. She told him to give her belongings back first. And even after the divorce, she tried to maintain some contact, manipulated into thinking that he wanted a relationship, but she knew he wasn't a good man. I do like how she says that she waited on to talk about this. She waited until adulthood to speak her truth. And I swear if like she spoke about this any earlier, because she's like in her early 30s, Chantel, I think. And I think if she spoke any earlier, people would be like, she's a kid. Why the hell is she talking? But now with it showing that he's guilty, there's no reason why she shouldn't speak, you know?
I mean, this is her, any age, even if she's 18, like this is her truth. This is what she's been through.
I know.
Like people need to get a break about the kid stuff.
Yeah. She said that she waited until adulthood to speak her truth because when she did, she was called disrespectful, but she felt suffocated for years. After the character letter, things became very clear to her. She didn't receive backlash for speaking up because the facts were undeniable, and she tried to stay emotionally detached and focus on the facts. She recently spoke to a grief counselor who described her as emotionally constipated, needing to unpack her feelings. She now has a boyfriend whom she met in Mexico. He's moving to LA to live with her. And after college, she moved to California, started selling vintage fashion on Instagram, and is now launching her own shoe line. And she says that her mom's like really proud of her. And yeah, like she's really just upset about things like her shoe scrapbooks, baby photos being lost. Like that's, if you had a childhood where your family took pictures of you, that's absolutely devastating.
And you know what's crazy is that they ended up one person, thank God, at the brownstone saw pictures in the garbage can like around this time, you know, when all this was happening. And this is why I get annoyed with like Caroline Manzo's husband, because he was very much a part of the brownstone. So you know what your brother was doing there. He kept a lot of her belongings there, and like someone went through the stuff and threw it away. And someone saw it, thank God, and called Lexi and her mom and said, hey, there's like 3 books here and they're all your baby pictures. It's like literally her from her christening, her from whatever, and that's all the photos she has.
Yeah.
So it's just really sad, really, really, really sad.
No, it
I mean,
really
think of Dina's stuff. I think Dina's over it, but like all of her vintage shoes, all of her things that she had, all gone. Like that was all gone from the moment. He only kept on to Lexi's stuff, but all of her stuff was gone because like when they left, they only had like 40 minutes to leave, and they had to pack a bag and go.
Yeah.
And you're not thinking of that stuff. You're not thinking of like, oh, let me grab this, and like you're gonna miss those
I'm
things.
sure you was thinking, I'm gonna get it back. It's fine.
Yeah.
You're not thinking, you're like, okay, this is just for the time being. I'm gonna be able to come back and get it. Like it's totally fine. So sad, so crazy. It's honestly, I definitely recommend you guys listen to it. It was really good. Don't just take our recap, like actually listen to it. And I think Gia, like, again, I was so proud of her. I think she did a phenomenal job just asking and interviewing. It was so, I don't know. I was really proud of her. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. Lauren Manzo's response. If I was her, I'd probably, here's the thing with that, either stay silent or just tell your side.
Yep.
That's what I think. I don't think you just like say things like, oh, I have receipts to prove it. Either you're going to come out with it or just stay silent at that point, you know? That's how I take it. So I actually wanted to touch on a more lighthearted topic, Chantel, Lisa Rinna. So Lisa Rinna was on a podcast, and she criticized Bravo for not paying for hair, makeup, and wardrobe on the Real Housewives. And she's like, she was talking about the show, and she's like, it's so interesting. They want your real life. Their take on glam is you should look how you look because this is your life. So they want that, but I didn't love that part of it because I spent all my money on hair and makeup and wardrobe. You know what I mean? You just end up spending it all. So Lisa Rinna's thing was like, the money that you make ends up basically getting spent on wardrobe, glam, and then probably the events that they are pressured to host. And she feels like she called Bravo cheap, arguing that should absolutely be covered. And the whole part of Housewives is being over the top fashion and flawless glam. But my whole thing with that is it's true that is the case, but they're casting people who already had that. Like the glam thing, you don't need to get your makeup and hair done. Like they like casting people who in their daily life wear fashionable statements, wear fashionable clothes and all that stuff. But that's because you do that on your daily life. You don't do it because of the show.
Yeah.
So you can
like
still put
like
together
OG Housewives. Yeah, OG Housewives, like you guys were not getting glammed every single scene.
I guarantee you the TikTok, the mom talks make more money than let's say like Elisa Rinna does because you make that much money as an influencer and they're not sitting there like wearing materialistic shit or like wearing glam every day. Like they don't need to do that. They're authentically living their real life. And I think that's what Real Housewives wanted you to do. So if you portrayed while you were being interviewed that you have this lavish lifestyle, then yeah, it might be expected to you. I don't know that Bravo should pay for that. I think you should just learn how to glam yourself.
I think for confessionals, they should absolutely pay for it. And then I think day to day, obviously not. But like for confessionals, they should pay for it. Like they pay for, they have someone for makeup and hair at Watch What Happens Live for people if they don't have their own makeup team. So it's like stuff like that. They should have one person that does people's hair and makeup. And if you don't want that person, then you get your own.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that's a good point. Speaking of Beverly Hills, Teddy Mellencamp also came out and she talked about why she got fired. And she had said, I think I lost my job season 2. And they kept me around for season 3 and I became a nothing burger. And then that was the end. And you can do the math on what happened season 2 and figure that out. And so she's saying that she got fired because of Puppygate. And we're all kind of like, we knew this. This is not news. And it's not because of Puppygate. It's not because she came for Lisa. I think it's just that fans really didn't like her and it wasn't authentic because they were initially friends and she was so quick to turn that it was like, ew, what's wrong with you type of thing.
Yeah, like she was never a fan favorite. So it's like, okay, cool.
I know. But yeah, I know this was a quick episode. We just wanted to cover hot topics and we definitely wanted to touch on this. Is there anything else, Chantal, that you wanted to talk about that I'm missing?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah, well, let us know what you guys thought about the episode. Let us know what you guys thought. Lauren Manzo's response. Yeah.
Yeah, and then next week is the new Next Gen NYC. It starts June 4th. So it kind of lines up with this episode and we'll see how Gia is and see how all the rest of the people are on the show.
Yeah, I am very curious to see how the show does, how the first episode is. And I've always
a feeling we're not going to love, but we'll see.
Yeah, I've always followed Ava Dash. Just because like she's so pretty. I don't know why I follow everyone on my personal account. I don't know. But so I'm excited to see her personality.
Okay, let's see.
That's Damon Dash's daughter, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I mean, and like what's her name's daughter's on it as well. Homegirl from Atlanta.
Candy.
Yeah. And Candy. So them two, and then it's Gia, and then it's and then Meredith's son. Yeah.
There's a couple new people, so it'll be super interesting. So we will be back with that. We'll have a lengthier episode next week with the Diddy stuff. You guys kind of traumatized me after the Diddy case. But constructive criticism is a good thing. You guys, this is who I am. It might be like newer listeners because like if you know me, you know that I do pronounce things wrong.
I think it is newer people because like it's not people who just listen to Bravo. They're like they stumbled upon our page and they're like, what the hell?
Yeah, my bad, man, my bad. I don't know if they're listening to this episode, but if they are, my bad.
Well,
I did get a lot of messages. I did get a lot of support where everyone's like, hey, this is like, I'm not being a troll about it. I just want to let you know. And I'm like, thank you so much. I got people who were sending me voice notes on how to say it. So like, thank you. Like, I do appreciate that. But damn, no need to go on Apple and write a damn review about it. So I'm obviously very salty about this. So anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. And we love you guys. Have a good week. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.